Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're back with another review. And what I think will be finishing up the Wave 1 reviews from the Transformers 1 toy line. This is the Walmart exclusive Quintesson High Commander Prime Changer. So, as I mentioned, this is a Walmart exclusive. I got it from Walmart.com. These maybe are showing up in stores in the US. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how many people have found them, but I was very happy to get it off of Walmart.com. And funny enough, it was the day after I had that wonderful Optimus Prime, Energon Matrix Optimus Prime figure. Um, this is a very nice modernization of the Quintesson design. Obviously, this is how they're going to look in the film, I hope, or something close to it. Um, yes, from the waist down, you really don't have a lot of articulation, but you do have a lot of design, and I appreciate that. Um, the tendrils here around the hips are on these little hinge joints, so you can flare them out as much as you like. I like to keep them right about there. They are soft, rubbery plastic. Um, this does come with one accessory, an Energon Cube, which we will get to in vehicle mode. I'll explain why then. Um, if you come in real quick and look at these forearms, the detailing, these are actually indi individual asymmetrical forearms. So that's kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, while there is a ball joint here at the shoulder, it is blocked heavily by the chest, and there's a ball joint at the elbow. So really, for forward and back movement, that's about as far as the arm can go forward because of the chest piece. Um, but it can go out to the side. So you might find that a little limiting. But then again, we haven't really seen in the movie yet how much action and movement these guys have. Speaking of which, there's that head, and it is actually on a ball joint. And so they do have a little bit of a range of expressive movement. Can look down, can look up. Well, up is forward, and there's that. But yeah, I like how the bright energon purple is contrasting the dark, like like uh not mucus, but that wait, what grows on the water, like a bile green or algae green with like the clay red color shades. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and get into the transformation. So the first thing you want to do is push these tendrils in as far as they will go. Kind of going to nestle just like that. Um, there is no locking point or pegging point for them, but because of the tip there, that's a natural stopping point, and that does help keep it in order. There's actually a lot to the transformation, I should say, before we continue. Also, the arms don't bend completely straight, but that's okay. So the next step, what you want to do is flip up uh, the waist piece there, and then you're going to bring this whole chest section down. And while you're here, go ahead and flip up what will be the nose cone in vehicle mode. And there you can see the Energon Cube. We'll talk about that once we finish the transformation. Next, what you want to do is rotate this whole chest section around. And I would recommend bending the elbows just to give you some clearance. But what I would also recommend is putting your finger over the mushroom cap to prevent it from popping out. I've actually had that happen a couple times just from the rotation back and forth. It just rotates off of the panel. Next, what you want to do is come in using your finger and push up the panel that the head is on. Now, this gets a little tricky because the head is on a ball joint. And what you want to do, and usually going to vehicle mode is not too bad, push the head forward so that it rotates on that panel. And you can see sort of the ball joint right in there where my finger is. Rotate the head around so that the fin is facing down and will nestle into a groove right there, and then just go ahead and push the panel back down and push the head through that opening. Next, what we're going to do is come down to the legs here. And what you want to do is flip that little tip piece forward until it snaps into place, and then rotate the secondary legs. They're going to angle forward ever so slightly. And remember to try to keep the tendrils around that area. Finally, what we're going to do is straighten the arms out, rotate them up, and then bend at the elbow and rotate out to the side. So basically, you want to end up with something that looks like this. So then we're going to fold the chest section down. There are two tabs here that will go into slots where my thumbs are. And there are little groovy, nubby notches or what have you that will sit in slots on the shoulders. Now, this might seem a little tricky, but you're just going to have to force it down into place. The tendrils do get in the way a little, but once you have it down, everything will peg into place. Hopefully, and shoulders are down. And then what you want to do is take the elbows. They have little tabs that will peg into the side here on the that haunch area. Kind of sits in on an angle. And yep, I do believe that's it. I don't yet. These little nut tabs right here, they don't sit, go down all the way, but they do sit in those grooves. And then finally, just come up, close the waist section. So here's the Quintesson High Commander in its vehicle mode. Kind of cool looking. I mean, it looks like a techno-organic jet, something that a Quintesson could transform into. Now, as I mentioned, the Energon Cube is stored underneath the nose cone here. It comes packaged separately in on the tape, wrapped in tissue paper, taped to the tray. And let me just say, because I pop it out here, it is very small. We're talking like for you longtime viewers, this is a low lights bullet situation. It is made of that soft, rubbery plastic, but because it's a cube, uh, it is a little firmer than, say, the nose cone or the tendrils. What I would recommend is once you get it out of the packaging, they even show you that as soon as you get the figure out, put it in this little holdering area and just leave it. Um, yeah, and as you saw, it was a little hard to get out. There's also a little post there, a hole there for a flight stand. But again, very nice. You do have basically the same color scheme, but now that bright Energon neon is coming through the nose cone and the tail right here. So it'll be interesting to see what this looks like on the screen. So to go back to robot mode, you want to just unpeg the elbows there, lip up the chest section, bring down the waist piece there, uh, bring up the chest section. If I could just, there we go. Just like so. Um, bring the arms back and around. You want to maybe keep them bent a little. Flip up this panel here. Right now, this is going to get a little tricky because this platform that the head is on is very tight. And try to like push in as you rotate to keep the head from coming off. Oh, good, I did it. So bring that up and rotate it around. Make sure that, yeah, you want to make sure that panel goes all the way. This is how the head should look right there. Close that back up. bring up this uh, nose piece, bring get the little tendrils out of the way and bring that up. Uh, at this point, again, rotate at that mushroom peg. Keep your thumb over it so it doesn't pop out. Hold up the nose cone, and then you can bring up the chest here. It'll just friction sandwich into place. Spread the tendrils out as you see fit. And there you have the Quintesson High Commander back in its robot mode. Um, I enjoy it. I like the figure. Kind of confused why really one of the main villains, if not the only villain of Transformers 1, is a store exclusive, and I am curious to see if we're going to get a main retail Quintesson, like a Trooper or something. But, like I mentioned previously, apparently the Transformers 1 line is only going to be two waves. We've already looked at both waves of cog changers. There is a second wave of prime changers coming with Alita 1 and Starscream. I know Starscream. I'm not 100% on Alita 1. Uh, so yeah, there's that. But oh, got to push the waist piece down. But I think it's kind of nice. I mean, I can know a lot of you will be complaining that really from the waist down, there's no articulation. And then, of course, the shoulders are very limited by this chest piece. But again, it's a quintesson. What do you want it to do? They usually have its minions doing the bidding for them. So I think we'll just end the review here and show much gratitude for those of you who have watched and supported the Transformers 1 reviews. And I do hope you stick around for the as we return to our normal generation reviews. I do have quite a few figures to take a look at, but um, if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I will always appreciate the views. The likes, comments, and subscriptions help communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you, as well as bringing figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. And as I'm talking, I just noticed that on the packaging, all of this arm was supposed to be green with a little bit of that clay highlight. So I kind of think that I like this design a little bit better. But I'm curious to see what will be accurate to the film. But yeah, that's about it. I do also want to mention again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Well, between 81 to 83% of my views come from people who are not subscribed, and that actually really does screw up the algorithm of YouTube and can actually affect my channel being promoted and being on the home page, getting views, stuff like that. So, yeah, subscribing really does help. But that's about it. Once again, this is your old pal Chuck for the Quintesson High Commander. We will see you next time.